use.
Yes, that's true. But those
Mm.
things are very expensive, right?
But I mean,
For an
like, if
average
you look at,
African.
yeah, but I mean, like, if you look at like open fields, like if you go to farms and things where there's already windmills and stuff, they can like start by places like that where they can start using the wind as energy as well before they now go into solar energy. Yes, solar is very expensive, especially when it comes to the panels and things. But I mean, like, there's lots of alternatives that they can use to like stop load shedding.
Okay.
Mm.
Are you an expert in those areas?
No, I just like read a lot about it, so like I
Okay.
familiarize myself with what situations that's happening in a country. In when I read about it, and I like try to come up with solutions and things like your own theory about it and how to solve the problem.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Anyway, bonjour everyone. Ça va? Good evening, good morning,
Good
good
evening.
afternoon, wherever you find out yourself. We're come to start with today's African Town Hall meeting. We are glad that you are all here. This is a bi-weekly meeting that we have twice in a month. We talk everything blockchain, from Cardano to SingularityNet and the rest of the chains. This is an experiment, and we give everybody the platform. Share your idea with us, how we can actually improve the continent, and then make blockchain, have more case study about blockchain, more collaboration. So this is what the African Town Hall is all about. We be launching our website very soon as well, so that you can go there and read more of us and what we do. This moment, we give the platform to Boaz to read the experiment to us. Boaz, if you're there, on mute.
Welcome to the experiment. Things may
Well,
break.
I thought you were going to do
Lack
it in French.
documentation differ greatly between iterations, disorients, overloads, and inspire. Our goal, provide a safe and lovely environment for you to explore the highest potential of human collaboration. For
Oh,
French people, yeah, uh, bienvenue dans l'expérience. Les choses peuvent se briser, manquer de documentation, se différer grandement entre les itérations, désorientées, surchargées et inspirées. Notre objectif, fournir un environnement sûr et vivant pour vous permettre d'explorer les plus hauts potentiels des collaborations humaines. Merci à tout le monde.
merci beaucoup.
Thanks. Okay.
Merci beaucoup. So we have a diverse languages in Africa. Because we want to reach wider audiences, we usually conduct our town hall in different languages. And starting from next year, we are come to have particular town hall dedicated for the French community. And then later on within the same year, second quarter in the 2024, we'll bring the Swahili and the Arabic community as well. We just want to share something small with you, our retrospect for the 2023, what we have done so far, what we have achieved so far. Since it's almost the end of the year, we'll be sharing this with you. Then later on, we'll talk about the SingularityNet, those of you who are aware of it already, and then how we can also take our proposals to that chain and then get funded, as well as the Cardano blockchain technology. So without wasting much time, let me just let you know that the town hall have been running for nearly 2 years now. And in 2023 alone, we have had about 18 weeks of town halls. Bi-weekly, we are here sharing what's going on in the ecosystem, discussing about the Cardano blockchain technology. And you can get all our videos about the blockchain technology, Cardano blockchain, SingularityNet on our YouTube channel. Kindly visit YouTube, Catalyst African Town Hall, and then you get all our videos and our workshops and webinars that we have had so far, including our bi-weekly town halls Another thing too that we would like to share with you is that this Catalyst African Town Hall have supported a lot of projects in terms of giving them the platform to share their idea with the entire community. We have been organizing Idea Fest and Insight Sharing, where we give the platform to these proposers to share their ideas. And most of these proposals got funded because they interact with the community and the voters, and they let them know the importance of their project and what they are achieving. So we have supported over 30 plus projects, and we are still doing that, and we are doing collaborations too as well. Aside that, we have a project that is ongoing. That's a Cardano expansion project. Our mission is to take Cardano to the rest of the continent, the rest of the countries in Africa continent, especially the remote areas. So what we do is that we are organizing meetup events in 6 African countries. And so far, we'll be able to do this successfully, telling them about blockchain and then telling them about the case, what they can actually do. Those that they have not heard of the blockchain, especially the Cardano and the SingularityNet, we are telling them about it and then empowering them to come on board as well. So so far, we did this project. We started our first program that we had was in Uganda, and we were able to gather computer science students. We told them about the engine behind the blockchain, and most of them were interested in the in programming and coding. So we are thinking of having a program with them to educate them, so that we'll be able to produce more blockchain developers in Africa. Aside this project, we also went to Nigeria, and we had a very great town hall over there. We gathered these students, we told them about the idea skill, how they can also bring their powerful ideas and projects, and they get funded. Most of them also showed interest in the community review, so we also took them through it and how they can register to review people's proposals, because that's the first step for you to get an idea, read what other people have written already, and it will give you the idea to also bring your proposal on board. So from here, our next stop is going to the Democratic Republic of Congo, where we will also have our meetup. This one is happening just tomorrow. So if you find yourself around DRC, kindly scan the QR code and then get in touch, attend to this town hall. And from here, we are going to South Africa in February to have another town hall there, physical town hall there. And then the last one will be in Ghana in March. Another information we want you to know that as we are interacting with the community, with the people, we got to know that a lot of the students are interested in Cardano solution architect. They want to be trained and then learn how they can also contribute to the blockchain. So we put in a proposal called Cardano Solution Architect. When you visit Idea Scale, you see it there. The project is to educate 8 professionals in Africa. We are going to enroll them on Emergo Academy. Emergo have a course that they teach people on the Cardano Solution Architect and some other programs. So when this project gets funded, we are going to call for those who are interested. We'll send a link to the community. So you fill the form and then we'll get back to you and then we'll enroll you and get trained and get certified from Emergo Academy. And we have another project to Cardano Summit, and we have the Cardano Powered Research. Madam Efia, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Yes.
Okay, so Madam Efia, we want you to tell us the inspiration behind the Cardano Summit 2025.
Summit.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
We realize that the Cardano Summit is traveling in all the continents. And then in Ghana here, I'm in Ghana. We had a privilege of hosting other African countries, the water hubs in other African countries. We had a privilege in hosting them at CIP 1694. And as we were going around visiting places, we said, why not Cardano Summit in Africa? since we wanted to explore other African countries. So this proposal we put in, and the idea is to explore which country can really host Cardano Summit 2025. Please visit the explore whichever country is eligible, and then we'll send Cardano Summit. I invite all of you to look out for this proposal, and then let's shape it together. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you very much. And this is a very great proposal, and we all want to see that we are bringing our Africa is hosting the Cardano Summit 2025. If you can see Madam Efia well, she said earlier on that there's a light off in the community. That's why you can't see her very well. But that shouldn't be the issue. We were able to hear a message and it was very clear. So please visit Idea Scale and then give us kudos, like and comment on our project. We also have another project that is centered on Cardano powered research. It is also the idea came out from our expansion project that we are doing. We got to know that we need to dive deeper into the reason why blockchain is not being adapted. And I'll give the platform to Obio to tell us the inspiration also behind the Cardano powered research project.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So I think the idea behind that is that we want to understand what are the, so yeah, it started from this project. We started by doing a survey, and then we're trying to understand why is blockchain having lower adoption in Africa especially. And so we've actually identified some things, and we realized that we needed to go deeper. And we realized that if Cardano is going to break through Africa, well, then we need to do an African-based research, not just a research that is that is global or that speaks to what is happening everywhere, but something that is specific to Africa. And most so, we also wanted to understand. So, what is the best path? What are the what is the best path for Cardano's penetration into Africa? What are the gaps that we are going to discover that we feel these are the gaps that Cardano should fill more in Africa, and these are the issues that Cardano should pay more attention in her in relationship or in her work with Africa. So that's basically what this research is about. So we're going to be doing a lot of research, and hopefully we'll be able to come up with a statement that we'll be able to present and publish to the wider community.
Well, that's awesome. So if you are here and you are a voter and you want a project to vote for, please just look at our 3 projects: the Cardano Solution Architects, Cardano Summit 2025, Welcome to Africa, and then the Cardano Powered Research. Like I said earlier on, we don't only talk about Cardano blockchain technology, we also talk about other chains like the SingularityNet, deep funding, AI. So at this moment, we're going to the next stage of our presentation, and I'll give the platform to Obio again to tell us about the SingularityNet and the deep funding and how we can also get involved and how we can also penetrate through the Africa community. Obio, over to you again.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know, can you just start this for like 5 minutes, 2 minutes? Let me just get my device ready.
Yes, that's fine.
We really appreciate everybody who is here this evening with us. And this is Africa Town Hall. Those who don't know, if you missed your way, Africa Town Hall is here to actually help all of us to dive into new technologies, Web3, blockchain, and also assist people to know where funding can be found. Like this SingularityNet that my colleague is going to talk about. Project Catalyst platform and any other platform, we'll search deep to get to know about things and bring it to you. So we entreat all of you, make time. Africa Town Hall comes on every other Friday. It's a bi-weekly thing. So please make time and always visit us when you have time. Thank you very much for being here.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. And so today I'll be doing a little bit of some introduction to SingularityNet deep funding, and also I'll be showing a presentation on Mirror about the last time we had to, as a community, we had to sit down and do some brainstorming on how we can do. So we have blockchain, and we also thought, how do we make AI penetration in Africa? So we are going to be doing some level of presentation to show you some issues we discovered and some recommendations. All of this would be put together in that Mirror board. So we'll just be showing you that and then speaking to those issues, right? So first, talking about deep funding and SingularityNet deep funding. So yeah, SingularityNet is actually a platform that seeks to build what we call the beneficial AGI. Sorry in case those languages seems very high, but it's actually very relative. We live in the world of AI. I think in 2023, if you ask us what has been the one technology that has, what has been the technology of 2023, we will all agree that it has been the year of artificial intelligence. So there's what we call artificial intelligence, and there's also what we call the artificial general intelligence. And all of these big companies are they are not trying to build AI, they're trying to build artificial general intelligence. We call it the race towards the AGI, So we want to see which particular company would be able to build the first artificial general intelligence, that intelligence that has the capacity to know everything, and it's almost like human intelligence and almost more. You know, what differentiates human intelligence from artificial intelligence is that human intelligence is multinodal and has a lot of compartment, and inside it is the ability to be able to have subjective judgment and sentiments attached to it. And so humans may not be very good at one thing, but they know how to be good at everything. And so that is one thing that that keeps us away above the artificial intelligence, right? So, but something happens, right? So right now, what SingularityNet is trying to do is that they want to build this AGI that is not going to be beneficial to just a company. Because if OpenAI, for example, the people that did ChatGPT come up with a solution, or they build their AGI, is going to be beneficial to them. It's going to be beneficial to Microsoft and to their partners, right? What SingularityNet is trying to do is to build that artificial intelligence that is going to be beneficial to all of us, where we all will own this artificial general intelligence and not just one corporate at one place. So that's the background behind SingularityNet. And so as part of their agenda, they have what we call the deep funding. Deep funding is very similar to the Project Catalyst. And if you understand the Project Catalyst, it will be very easy for you to understand the deep funding, because they operate on very similar model. And in fact, a lot of things is being learned from this particular community, from the Project Catalyst community. A lot of things is being learned from here to actually integrate it there. So what deep funding is doing is saying, all right, so we want to build the AGI, but we don't want it to be built by just one person. We want each and every one of you to be able to build it. So they've created a funding platform where you and everyone has the right to propose an artificially intelligence-based idea, get funding to go and execute it. So this is exactly what they're about. I think in the last round, we had some Africans that actually did propose, and they got it funded. So whether you have a marketing idea, you want to just spread the idea, the gospel of artificial intelligence, or you want to build solutions whatever you want to do, so far as it's going to benefit the AGI in one way or the other, you are very free to propose. And then it has a similar structure to the Project Catalyst. And then you would come in, there will be votes, they have rounds and all those other stuff, which we are going to go into subsequently. But the essence of all this is to let you know that there is such a structure like this, and that we as Africans can actually benefit from it. This is what I would like to end this with before Daniel takes over and then introduce me to the mirror board and the presentation I'll be making. This is what I want to say to us. So we have artificial intelligence now, and it is our duty to be part of this technology. If we don't do it, another person will do it. So when they do it, they will not do it thinking about you because they don't know your problem. You are the one who understands your problem, and you are the best person to solve your problem. The era where we had to wait for people to solve our problem from Europe and America and import it down to us has passed. We are in that era where we identify our problems and solve our problems. And so this is a clarion call for all of us to be part and parcel of what is also going both in the Project Catalyst and in the deep funding community. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you very much, Obio. There was a saying that artificial intelligence is not here to replace humans, but those who are using artificial intelligence will rather be ahead of you. So it's about time you either adapt it and start using the artificial intelligence or stay behind. Obio, should I share my screen, or you'll be sharing from your side?
Yeah, I think yeah, anyone is okay. I think anyone is okay. I can share, you can share, but yeah, but I want it to be interactive. So the stuff we have in the mirror board, we will only use it to get like as a flow of discussion. I think the first thing in there is how is AI currently present in Africa? So we're gonna get people's opinion on how AI currently is, and then we'll show them what we had on the board. So I think you'll just be covering some sections, and then you move in open slowly so that we can get people's opinion on what's going on. So first, the first question we have on the board is what is sorry, trying to get it. How is AI present in Africa? Yeah, so I would like to get people's opinion on how AI is currently present in Africa. And then after that, we will now share what we had when we had our own discussion about this topic. But yeah, let's start with everyone. People here, how are you using AI in Africa, in your space? What do you understand? How is it encroaching into your space? What's your opinion and all of that? Yeah, this is the floor. The floor is yours now. Let's get to hear from ourselves.
For me, I think we have been using AI in one way or the other for a very long time. However, we didn't even know that we are interacting with an AI. In case of the telecommunication, you notice that in Africa, when you want to top up your account, you even interact with, there's a short code that you dial, then they will be getting prompt. Then you enter. Do you want to top up how much? Then you enter your you want to use mobile money to do the payment. Then you answer. So all those interactions, we are interacting with a machine behind it. So we are interacting with it, but it wasn't popular like now. You see, sometimes when you visit some other websites, they are both that you chat with them. They will ask you, "Hello, what do you want? Do you want any information?" You'll be working like asking them questions and those kind of stuff. So AI have been there for a very long time, but it wasn't as popular as today, as ChatGPT came on board, which also helped a lot of people in terms of article writing, creativity, and now there are also a lot of AIs that people use to generate graphics. So I think the usage of AI depends on your domain. So, for example, the developers, the programmers, now it's very common to even go to ChatGPT and then ask, how do I do this? Then you give it a code, and then you also have to edit it to fit the purpose or the reason why you are like your task. So that's the little contribution that I have to add to it.
Okay, yeah. Any other person? Oh, now your mic was open. I think you wanted to say something.
Yes, I was going to say a chat box is perhaps one of the most common use of artificial intelligence here in Africa. And I think the key thing is largely imported. I don't know if there are AI solutions that are native or originated from African developers. That's what I think should be of interest.
Yeah, I think chatbots have been our first interaction with AI, mostly in Africa, must have been from chatbots. I agree with that totally. Yeah.
Obio, please hold on. Henry, please, you are making changes to the Maro board. If it is unintentional, kindly see to it. Boaz, please, can you help to do something about it? Like change your settings to only view. We can't edit so that nobody should be able to edit or delete something from the current
No, I think he's writing on Zoom, he's drawing on Zoom. So
he's drawing on Zoom. Okay, that's fine then. I thought okay.
So Essay is saying more people are not using ChatGPT. Sorry, I didn't get that. Let me read it out. So we have a comment in the chat. More people are not using AI chatbots like GPTs, and also some video generation tools and graphical issues. Okay, she said more people they are using. Okay, so she was trying to say that people are now using ChatGPT and video generation tools and graphical image tools as well. So yeah, that's true. That's one representation. So when we had our discussion, we figured out that when it comes to AI, so again, please, for those of you that are looking for where SingularityNet is, there is Boaz has pasted the link. Yeah, and then for the deep funding platform, we are going to be sharing the link as well at the end of this interaction and telling you how you can participate and all that. Yeah. So here, so one of the two things we actually discovered was one, that there is very little information in the space, and data has been critical. So when we said that there is very little information, we talked about the fact that people are actually having wrong conceptions of what AI is. So most people in Africa, when we talk about artificial intelligence, the first thing that comes to their mind is that we are talking about robots. While robots is a use case of artificial intelligence is not robot. But in Africa, it's very tough because that is the misconception that a lot of people do have, maybe because they watch Terminator and all those movies where, yeah. So that is the first interaction that most people actually had with the concept of AI. And so because of that, they always have to a way of referring it back to that. But people don't understand the abstraction around AI. Yeah, Megan.
Hey, good evening. It's actually Malfo over here from the ITC Cameroon.
All right.
And I just want to ask a question, from a developer and software architect point of view. I'm gonna be honest and blunt here that I really have a hard time grasping the concept of artificial intelligence, and this comes from many observations based on my background. The first one being that nowadays a lot of people talk about artificial intelligence in the field of, let's say, agriculture. You know, we have this agriculture that we're doing with machines, and machine can make decisions based on how the state of the, let's say, the moisture in the soil and many other aspects of agriculture. And, you know, it being called artificial intelligence, I don't really understand the difference between it and what we call software development, if I can put it, or program. So then my second question, you know, still here trying to really understand what it is all about, is when you go back to the early days of you know, what is known today as artificial intelligence. You know, the very founders of this concept talked about symbolic artificial intelligence, which place the symbol or symbolism ahead of anything, in terms of, you know, trying to match how as human we behave. You know, we look at forms, we use symbols to recognize things. You know, like number 2 for me is a symbol. Let's say Mercy's image, in the way I think about Mercy is, you know, through the image, the face. That's a symbol. I look at the banana tree, that's a symbol. And which is something that is not really present in the field of artificial intelligence as we know it today. I might be wrong. So what, again, in knowing that here in our local context of Africa, we are really attached to symbols, what paradigm are we using to get into this new thing? Because I think there might be a little trap here that we jump into artificial intelligence, which, by the way, we need to offer something. I'm not saying that, you know, we get away from it, but which eyes are we using, or which lenses are we putting on to really get into this thing and suggest something new that is like adapted to our local context and mental model? So I just wanted to bring that up. Thank you.
Okay, Madam Mercy. I think Obio network is down.
No,
okay.
I'm hearing. Since Madam Mercy's hand were up, I want her to speak first so that.
Yeah, okay. I didn't see you on the lines. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. It's really good to you know, anytime I hear Manfo and the wisdom that he brings is just so amazing, because what he's saying makes a lot of sense, and I think that we should really capture that. Because what I am seeing in terms of, you know, like we none of us really know how to call this whole thing. Is it the 4th industrial revolution? Is it Web3, emergent technologies? You know, I don't think we've really agreed what the name is. Sometimes decentralized web. But the thing is that I feel like this is a chance, you know, like Ubio said before his presentation, nobody is going to come to, like, I'm seeing that more and more every day, that nobody is going to come to Africa to solve anybody's, you know, any of the challenges that is in Africa. And the reason is not even that people are, you know, like people in the Western world or even in the Eastern world or wherever. It's not that they don't want to, it's just that they don't have the answers. They themselves, they have big problems, you know, in the Western world, there are big problems. And it is only through looking at things from a like we really need to just get away from ourselves and really look at things in a truly new, you know, radical way. Like new eyes, not same old like we've been doing, or watching the, you know, sort of borrowing from the West. We can learn, you know, we need to find history in order to go into the future. But I think that this is one of the biggest You know, this is one of the biggest issues. I wouldn't say that it's a challenge, but it's an issue that we need to be addressing in terms of which eyes are we using to look at not just even AI, but also, you know, a lot of these emergent technologies, you know, blockchain and so on. What's our paradigm, so to speak? So thanks. Just wanted to react to that. Cheers.
Yeah. So that question of what's a paradigm to looking at.
Obi, I think you are breaking. If you can position yourself well. Obio.
I don't have fun. Obio, your network is
I would
breaking.
want to hear your opinion on what our paradigm should be. Okay, some minutes. Yeah, some minutes. You take over. Let me try to position myself.
Okay. Okay, so whilst Obio is away, maybe we should try and discuss the point that have been raised so far. So how do we tackle this, and how do we solve these issues that we are talking about with the AI? Because no one is coming to our aid to solve our issues for us. That means we need to address ourselves and educate ourselves very well, and then look at the issues from our perspective. So I heard Obio asking, what is the paradigm that we are suggesting? Madam S, would you like to come in again?
Well, so again, as I mentioned, you know, to my knowledge, there are two currents. One being like what we could call classic AI, which is more of a like, you know, super analytic. And then the parallel version would be symbolic AI, which is more like how can I describe it? Which is more related to symbolism, you know, and the way that the human brain, if I can put it that way, perceives things, which is more that would be that in my opinion, and this is my position, would be the best way to go, because you know, we definitely have more progress in the classical, you know, current of AI, which is what is more prevalent out there today. But you know, the more I look around myself, because honestly, we do have a project here on the ground that we've been thinking on so many different ways we can inject artificial intelligence in a very meaningful way, which is, you know, our Cardano project, turning trees into NFTs. And the more we look into the thing and the more we do research about artificial intelligence, we come to the conclusion that the symbolic way is the way to go. And it's the way we can suggest different approaches and using that different paradigm. That's what I can share for now.
That's a great input.
Yeah. Did I say in French as well?
Yes, you can for our French community.
Okay. Donc, déjà très rapidement pour rappeler mon intervention pour notre audience française, il était question d'attirer notre attention sur le fait que nous avons deux courants en ce qui concerne l'intelligence artificielle. Le courant classique auquel nous sommes souvent très exposés, c'est un courant qui est assez analytique, qui, selon moi, est un peu éloigné de la façon naturelle dont nous autres êtres humains, nous identifions ou fonctionnons avec la nature. C'est cela que j'appelle le courant classique. Cependant, ceux qui sont même à l'origine de cette science, je peux l'appeler ainsi, étaient des promoteurs d'une approche symbolique. Symbolique dans le sens où tout ce que nous percevons ou tout ce que nous captons, tout ce que nous ingurgitons en tant qu'être humain, c'est à travers des symboles. Donc, nous, personnellement, dans notre expérience, dans le cadre de l'un de nos projets que nous essayons de développer ici sur place au Cameroun, nous poussons des recherches pour voir comment on peut intégrer l'intelligence artificielle. Il en est de même dans le domaine médical pour pouvoir déjà identifier certains patterns qui se dessinent et ensuite permettre aux médecins et au personnel de santé de prendre des décisions informées. Mais jusqu'ici, nous sommes confrontés à cette vision classique et cette vision symbolique. Mais de plus, nous continuons les recherches, on se rend compte que au niveau du continent, nous devons penser à une approche plus symbolique qui épouse vraiment le modèle mental de déjà nos ancêtres et d'une intelligence artificielle qui peut être plus efficace et pourquoi pas rêver dans ce sens. Donc voilà l'essence de mon intervention. Merci.
Merci beaucoup, Manfo. Great to hear from you again.
Je t'en prie, Daniel. Great to hear from you too.
Merci beaucoup. Obio, are you back? We want to take over or we should continue? Professor Obio.
Yeah, you can continue.
Over to you.
I just wanted to respond to his first question.
Okay.
When he talked about the whole, is it actually AI or is it just programming? And so I have a background in artificial intelligence, and we have this saying that we keep saying that once we build an AI system, the next question is always, is it really AI? So this is a very normal question. Is it because whatever can be programmed or whatever becomes repeatable becomes programmed? And so we now say once something becomes repeatable, we now talk about programming. But there is a vast difference between programming and artificial intelligence. So in programming, what you're doing is that you are telling the computer what to do. In artificial intelligence, the computer is learning what it should do. So so that's the main difference. So when you're programming something, it's just like you trying to draw a gutter, and then water has to follow through that. So that's why we say it's programmed. So you construct a water and then a gutter, and then you want to get the water from point A to point B. So you construct a gutter, you put it up and down and all of that. But what you do in artificial intelligence is that you want the water to learn the optimal path. You want it to know what is the best route to move, what next. So what you do is you empower the water to know how to navigate its route to the point that you want it to go to. Because the problem with programming is that when you tell the water it should move from A to B, and it does, and it solves the problem, what happens is that when there is a situation where moving from A to B is no more optimal, your programming will always tell him go from A to B, and it cannot do anything. Your computer just has to do, the machine just has to do exactly what it has been told. Meanwhile, what happens with AI is that it learns what to do from the information and the data that you give to it. It now learns and now know what to do. So that is the biggest, that's majorly the difference. So both of them, of course, involve code, but the inclusion of code does not necessarily make it programming, because at the end of it, you are not telling it what to do, it's learning what to do from the process. So that's the basic difference between AI machines and all of that. And in agriculture, yeah, I understand the use of sensors and all those kind of stuff, and then telling it if A, do B, then that you can put that to be programming. But when you say if A, do B, but also learn that when you do, it's not only B you can do. There are points when you can do C, and this is not you putting an else if statement, but allowing it to learn all the statement by itself. That's artificial intelligence at work there. So that level of intelligence, knowing what to do, is what we are calling artificial intelligence.
I think that's where machine learning comes in, right?
Yes, that's where we have machine learning and all the stuff, machine learning, deep learning. These are all different learning models.
Yes. So in one of the machine learnings, we have the structured, unstructured, and then the reinforced. And
the reinforcement learning.
We have another one too that we feed the system with data set.
That's, yeah.
For the system to learn the data set, the structure and the behavior.
Yeah, of the data. Yeah. That's the unstructured. Then in the structured this thing, then the reinforcement is that when it does something, you now tell him this was good. So he now knows, okay, this is what good is. And then so it reinforces that, you reinforce the right attitude till he knows what right is.
Okay. So it's all about training the machine to do what you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's great.
We still continue the conversation, right?
No, continue.
All right. Okay. So so we talk about the fact that but guys, any other person have a question, whatever you think, yeah, please let's have it. That's the whole goal of this discussion, and let's see how we can all learn from it. So we talk about the fact that there's a lot of misconception, and there's a lot. If we are going to come into Africa, we need to demystify what this AI really is, and that's part of what we are doing today with this meeting. And so it's that whole demystifying that has actually made us have this town hall to demystify AI and let us understand that these are things that we all are part of, and we can all create solutions. And then the next thing that we talked about was the fact that there's not enough AI experts in Africa. And so there are not many AI experts, and there is a need for us to use the same awareness strategy we used in blockchain to also adapt it in AI, in the AI field. And one of such was having events, going around, letting people know what AI is about. So we hope that with time we'll be able to do all of this. Yeah. So that's it for here. I think we've been able to go through the core essence of this, and then one of such we're talking about some future possibilities of AI in Africa. One of such we wanted to start with was saying, WADA and even CAD, for example, African Town Hall, we can decide to have our own chat GPT. We can have our own what we call the WADA GPT. And the concept was simple, like maybe this is where people can start the interaction from. We use a large model that understands the WADA community. And if we want to do this for Catalyst African Town Hall as well, we can do it. We can have a large model that understands us, and then you just go in there, interact with it, ask it questions, and see how the model will be responding to you. We said maybe this is where we're going to start from, and maybe we can also extend this to other African communities, places, and just go around with these things and let people have their first interaction with AI, whereby they can just ask African related questions as well and see how AI response to them, and then we can now start the orientation. So these are some critical things that we discussed, and we felt that we should also bring it to the community. And yeah, so that we can all start thinking about the concept of artificial intelligence, how it relates to us, and how we can use it. So yeah, this is what we asked again. We talked about what are the common community. If we want to do AI, where do we take it to the people? We said currently in Africa, we use Ghana, for example, and Nigeria as a case study. Telegram and WhatsApp and Facebook were the platforms we discovered that most Africans are. So we said we are going to build anything and we want it to spread to Africa. These are some channels that we have to identify to build things that that speaks to this community, because this is where you find the largest amount of African communities, especially WhatsApp and Facebook. And then we also have Telegram. So these were some of the stuff we discussed, and and so we thought as well, we should as well enlighten the community so that they can understand how artificial intelligence is affecting them and how they can key into it to be of benefit to their society as well. So yeah, I'll stop here. Daniel, you take from there. But I'm going to put in the deep funding portal. I don't think we may have time to go deep to explain how you're going to put in your proposals and all those stuff. I don't think we are going to have time to do that today, but I'm going to put it, and then in our next call,
Danny, take over. I think that Obio's net has fallen down, so take over.
Yes. So I think Obio have been able to take us through the discussion, especially when it comes to the AI and in relation to Africa. This is not the end of this town hall. In our next town hall too, we are going to also come back again and let you know the follow-up about this AI and SingularityNet. Because of time factor, I would like to move on to our next agenda. So madam, if you are here, you share with us the current updates in the around the project catalyst. So let me share my screen for you to help us. A minute, please. Okay, madam, if you
Yes,
Danny,
you didn't.
So over to you.
You went back to. Okay. So, yeah, thank you all for still being here. We've already talked about SingularityNet, a funding source. There's another one, Project Catalyst. And we are going to give you updates on Project Catalyst. Those who don't know, Project Catalyst is a funding round under the Cardano ecosystem. If you keep visiting this platform, you understand how all this works. And already Fund 11 of Project Catalyst had been launched already. We've submitted proposals. We are now at the stage of finalizing our proposal. Actually, we've finalized the proposals that we've put in. Africa Catalyst Town Hall, we've put in links in the chat. If you are already here, you did a proposal so that we can look at it, comment, and then at this current stage, they are going to moderate the proposals and see proposals that they have to archive. If your proposal is not really up to, or it's not in the right category, they either may change it or archive it. So you still have to be following your proposal to see which stage it is in now. In next week, they are going to open it up for assessments. If you are here and you registered for assessment, be ready, be reading your guidelines for assessment, be reading proposals that you would like to assess. So they are going to open it for assessment. Fortunately, this time around, because of the holidays, we are going to get 3 good weeks for assessment. So I'm sure we are going to really make good jobs out of it. The next stage, which is going to be voting, and I'll encourage that everybody, if you've not registered to vote, please do vote, and let's help ourselves vote for our own proposals, because nobody will vote for your proposal if you don't vote. That's why most of the time you see that we are lacking behind. We don't get most of our proposals being funded. So the timeline is up here. We are going into assessments, and then January 25th, you are going to go into voting. And then after voting, latest by mid-March, the voting results will be out, and we will know those who would. Again, please put if you have proposals, put the links in the chat so that we can all go and look at your proposals and give you kudos. We have already put Catalyst African Town Hall proposals there. Next slide, please. It's the same slide. Okay, so letters by Master said, yeah, community review. The registration is still going on. If you are here and you are new to the Cardano ecosystem, I believe that's the place you have to start from. You register on Ideal Scale, and then a pop-up message will come that whether you want to be a community review. A community reviewer can be anybody in the Cardano ecosystem, whereby you assess the proposals that had been put in. You assess them, there's the guidelines. When you register, you see the guidelines. You assess the proposals according to those guidelines. And if your work is good, it's not like it's a hatred thing. You don't want somebody to prosper. So you look at the proposal, oh, this is not feasible. No, it's not like that. You have to assess it, writing not less than 150 characters. So you you read a proposal, then you assess it under impact, feasibility, and auditability. So you have to look at the proposal, read it to understand it, and then say that, yes, this proposal, looking at this, blah, 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 it can be done and can be done well under those topics. Next slide. We are going, okay, so within the ecosystem, there are various town halls, and anyone can join any of the town halls. We have our town hall, and we entreat you that you come here more, because this is the platform where we think about Africa mostly. But the other town halls, the Pacific Town Hall, the Latin for the Latin Americans, we have the Asian Town Hall, we have the Europe Town Hall for the Europeans, we have the Mini Town Hall for the Arab and the Eastern Town Hall. Then the African Town Hall is for the African continent. So we would plead with you that most of the time be here. This platform is free. You can contribute. You can bring your ideas. We accept all ideas. If your idea is good, we can carry it on. If you are doing a project and you need people to help you, we are there. We will link you to people and all any of the town halls at any time that is being held. Next slide, please. Next slide.
Yes, it will reflect at your end very soon.
Okay, so this we are going to share the link to our presentation, and you can see all these links. We have the main town hall within the Cardano ecosystem. You have the main town hall, and then they have a number of Telegram groups where if you need help, you can go to, and then other platforms where you can have discussions about what you want to do. Aside this, we also have town halls like for the SingularityNet, and as we move on, as my colleagues said, dwell much on that, and we are going to share links to it. Next slide. Says Dan is in Scotland and I'm in Ghana. The slide sticks. Okay. Now there is the season to be happy. Christmas is here. Oh, unfortunately, I can't sing. So we thank you all for being on cards since the beginning of the year. Those who have supported us, you've come to our meetings, you've contributed, you've given us ideas, and we are moving on. We would like to say a big thank you, and we also want to say that we are taking our break from this town hall meeting, and we'll meet God hopefully next year, and we'll continue with our activities as much as possible. As Dan said, next year we are promising to bring you more. We are going to bring you French rooms so that right from the beginning, you can just go to your room and listen to the French versions so that you'll be comfortable. And hopefully we will also bring the Arabic room and our Swahili rooms in the course of the year. But we promise you that in the beginning of the year, we are going to open our French room. So Merry Christmas to everyone here. And I need chocolate. It's the season. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Efia. Thank you, Obio, for the wonderful presentation. And thank you all for coming. Like Madam Messi said, we'll still be communicating with you in our Telegram. So please, if you are not on our Telegram, kindly join the Telegram. At the beginning of the presentation, we shared our retrospect activities that we have done so far for the 2023. We'll be putting this video, this link on YouTube. So please, if you didn't join us from the beginning, you can go to our YouTube channel, latest by Monday, to be there. Then you can watch and then get informed. Don't forget to review our 3 projects: the Cardano Solution Architect, the Cardano Summit 2025, Welcome to Africa, and the Cardano Powered Research Project. Please review it, give us the kudos and the positive comment that you can. This is for the benefit of the continent. And then I think other people too have shared their projects in the chat. Kindly go through it and support it. Give it the positive review and the positive likes that you can. Our culture demands, we usually end our town hall with African music. So you can stay with us. We'll be playing you some nice African music